I'm such a weirdo. Oh, yeah. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. I'm probably going to put this at the start of the video because I think that's the thing you need to do. Alright. Finally here, finally playing the game. Exciting. It is hot in here. I've got a light, audio, a camera recording desk, a camera recording bits and bobs that I can move around. That's what I did with those two crappy cameras. My phone recording there, and the tablet recording there, so you got some decent shots. Alright, whatever. Let's do this. So mission 1, we'll pick up where we left off with Grundin. I'm pretty sure his name was Grundin Stoneforge. Here we go. Down here, we show off the team as it is. There's Grundin with his 3 spectres in tow, ready to cause some damage to this poor village that you can see here. And over here, we have the defenders against Grundin, the poor little villagers cowering in their house, which makes sense given the situation. And over here, if I move this, we've got the warriors that will be defending him. I get to have D4 warriors to fight against. And I just decided off the bat that these warriors are going to be ghostly, because we established in the last game that this particular dwarf society is really good at raising ghosts. So that's going to be what these guys are about. Now I get to have D6 of these for my team, so first test of the roll. No, was it D3 plus 1 warriors? So D3 plus 1, 2 plus 1, so I get 2 warriors. I do feel like this first game is going to be a bit of a cakewalk because it's an introduction. And I never played Deth Wizards before. I read through the rules, they're like necromancers are pretty OP. But looking at the later campaigns, they kind of need to be OP. Alright. This is the village, as you can see. I've got the major road running down here, remembering they get a major road connected to their city. This is the farmland where they produce their food, because remember, the trade from the major road was the food that Bushtar Ingertol, which requires food, or at least it did before the dragon rocked it. This is where they get their food from, and you can see the nice little wagon full of food here. So the village deployment zone's over here. It's 3 inches in, 2 inches up, and it's a 6 by 6 square. And my deployment zone is 3 inches in from the edge, and 8 inches down, and 6 inches wide. So kind of have this square over here versus the square over there. These ridges, this is a subterranean map, so these ridges are going to be treated like they are. So these ridges over here are going to be treated as if they were unassailable. So for example, this road you can't hop over because this is just rock, and so on and so forth. Now there was a problem, I realised, because I was setting this up and I was like, cool, I'm getting excited. But this kind of makes no sense for Grundin, because remember, he worships that other god. That's nice. Well, it's trying to set a good example. He's not nice, he's harsh. But he's trying to set a good example for his travelling missionary people to go around and explain to people why they should be worshipping this guy. And that doesn't really make much sense if he's going to go and trash a village. So I had a thought, thinking ahead and remembering that this village has a religious enmity with Frozen Fingers, which is where this guy got his beliefs from. I think there's going to be a temple in here somewhere. I probably need to rearrange this a little bit to remember that. But why would Grundin come along and bash up this temple? I reckon it's because the temple must have something to do with the dead. He wants to come in and disrupt it. Remember, and we're using Mythic, so we're going to randomly decide this using dice. I think it's very likely that this is going to be the case, which, in fact, I'm going to say I think it's nearly certain that this is the case, that there's a temple here, and this is why he wants to destroy it, given what we know of the village. Which on a Chaos Factor 5 fate chart, nearly certain is a 5% chance of being correct. 16 on nearly certain is actually a critical success, just a critical success. On Mythic, when you get critical successes and critical fails, it's not just a yes or a no, it's like yes and something big is going on. So, yes, there's a temple here. Critical success. Oh, I reckon the impetus for Fungly. The impetus for Fungly is a model that I modelled him. I meant one day to put up in my main factory to sell, so maybe I'll do that and you can buy one. Grundin is coming to this place. There's a bit of impetus to it because in this village, maybe in response to the dragon, maybe not, we'll figure that out in a second, there's going to be a ritual that is underway right now. So I need to go away and fix this up a bit. I'll be back in a tick, showing you the new village with the temple. These terrain pieces are from one-page rules, and they are, I'm pretty sure they're the, what are they called? War demons. War demons scatter terrain. Pretty good for what I'm doing. Handy, useful. Alright. Continuing on. Alright. So here we go. This is what we're going to be using. This is a very, very old Dungeons and Dragons model that my parents used back when they played when I was a little baby. That I've now inherited, and I'm happy to use him. We've got 2 warriors, 3 peasants. I'm going to replace one of the peasants with a priest. He's performing some kind of ritual that Grundin Stoneforge wants to come in and stop. What kind of ritual is it? Let's find out. Spell effects. $28. Defense. Makes sense. 100. Weather. Defense, weather. Ooh, I know. Oh, it's going to be defense, weather. This guy's... It's not the nicest kind of civilization that these guys are from. Like, I reckon defensive weather is he's trying to summon up some kind of earthquake to come in and seal the entrance to the caverns. So these guys are basically saying, you know, we got the food, screw it, whatever. We're not going to worry about Wishta in control, we're just going to seal ourselves off and we'll be fine. They're not going to be fine anyway, because remember, this guy who lives in the sewer, I reckon this is where he enters from. As he's got some kind of like oubliette or sewer system from Wishta that empties into the darker tunnels way out in the system, and that's how he's managed to creep up in this village. So I was going to treat it as, instead of 5 turns, if you don't get it, you don't get the prize. Maybe that was going to be fine. I was originally going to say that the King's Men start coming up the road, and that's the time pressure, rather than just losing the game. I think instead, if this priest manages to be alive at the end of 5 turns, all of this is going to start to seal up. And the pressure on the hero is to get out before he gets buried alive, because if he's trapped here, he's dead. There's no way he's going to survive. So at that point, he'll have to run off the board, and we'll give him a certain number of turns to get off. Maybe I'll D4 it, and he's got that many turns to try and get off the board before the ceiling collapses in and he's stuffed. Ooh, here's an idea actually. This guy's performing a ritual. Is he sacrificing one of the villagers? Do they care about the other villagers? I'm not sure about this one. I'm going to put it at 50-50. 96. Ooh, certainly not. Certainly not. Not. In fact, it's critical not. Why would it be critical not? Oh, that's kind of cool. He's not sacrificing a villager. He's sacrificing himself. Yeah, okay. If he succeeds at this, he's going to become some kind of like crazy avatar of the Dwarven God, and he's going to be able to bring down the roof. He might become a recurring villain. There's going to be like some crazy death earth elemental. Ooh, I like that. Definitely has a reason to stay in the game and like try and complete his ritual, and Grundin has more than enough reasons to try and stop him, which he probably will. It's the introductory campaign. It's almost certain he's going to win this. But we'll see. Cool. Alright, so that is the setup for the scene. Let's go. Alright, so starting there, I live in the sewers. So living in the sewers during my first 2 story play missions, you may activate up to 4 range worth of necromantic minions twice, including my necromancer, which means, oh geez, this is really OP. I can activate 2 specters plus my necromancer twice before we even start playing the game, which is pretty freaking intense. But I'm going to move these guys. Now they can fly 9 inches, fire a bolt 10 inches. So if I can get within 19 inches, So these guys aren't going to be able to take a shot at the priest, but both of them are going to fly up. This is before the game starts. This is like me ambushing them from the sewers. So it is nice. It is a nice little trick, like an easy way to get a introductory tutorial game going. So you're an offense of 5, which means 5 d10s. They're going to be hurling them. I think they're both going to target the same. We'll start do one then the other. And I've got a beat Warrior's defense of 3 + 1 per rating. And they're rating 1. So I've got to defeat 4. So every time I get 4 or above, counts as a hit. So, nope. Crit, which is plus an extra damage. What am I saying? 1, 2, 3, 4 for being a crit. And they've got durability of 10 + 3 per rating, so 13. This guy's taking 4 damage. Now he's not dead yet, but the second guy's going to have a shot at him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black bolts again. He's got fail 1, 2, 3, 4, another 4 points. So 8 wounds on this guy, and he's slowed. Don't have a mark for that. I should have marked that. Oh, screw it. I just have to remember it. Slowed, so he's on 5 more points. Alright, Grundin, your movement is 6. I'm not sure, or I could try and kill something right now, but I'm not sure I want to, because I need to get at that priest. So I reckon what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to use my Spirit Caller ability. So I can spend 3 points of mana per rating of undead to summon a creature. I think I've only got 9 mana, which isn't great, but I think I'm going to spend all of it and summon a tier 3 ghost. I can summon him within 3 inches of me, but not near an enemy, so I'm going to pop my ghosty here. Come on, ghosty, stand up. I really liked the Reaper models, but man, they are hard to get doing what you want. Emergency glue session. Here we go. Glue, glue, glue. So with 3 inches of me, I summon up my ghost. Alright, and that's my turn. So, coming back to Grundin, I'm going to recover 3 necromantic points. I'm doing this by wounds. He's only got 9. He's got 6 wounds, which is also his spell magic. And I can do 2 more spectres plus Grundin. Or I can do the ghost plus Grundin, but I don't think I want to do the ghost just yet. How far can the ghost move? The ghost can move 8 plus 1 for me. Or I can get him into combat this round. That might be a good idea. When this enemy rolls a critical failure against them all, they suffer 3 damage. Absorb force. If I kill someone and the necromancer is not nearby, the ghost absorbs the energy. Oh, I think I might do that actually. Yeah, so so I've summoned up the ghost. Next round starts. He regenerates 3 points, and I think I'm going to move the ghost in. And I'm going to try and take out one of these bad boys. So yeah, I'm going to do it against the wounded guy because I want to get rid of him. Ghost has offense of 6. We've got 1, 2, 3, 5. So he just runs up to this other ghosty and goes, "Yes, it's mine," and increases his offense by 1, which is a good start. Solid start. Yeah, as I said, it's an introductory game. You're probably gonna win. This is not a surprise to anybody. Fikud is just regenerating right now. He's a good combatant, but I don't want to spend a bunch of mana right now. So instead, I'm just gonna run him up. I don't think Fikud can move twice. Let's check this. It's almost like I'm learning this as I'm going or something. How strange. Yeah, no, so he's just going to move. I'm not going to hit anybody, I'm not going to cast a spell. Alright, so that's that. Now we enter the game proper. That was my 2 ambush moves, so basically we crept up out of the fog. I assume he's using his like evil dark magic fog thing. And then he's just burst out with a ghost and a bunch of black bolts, and suddenly we are in the game. Now I get to go activate first, so again I can then activate up to 4 ratings worth of my creatures plus my necromancer. I could be a dick. Do I want to be a dick? I don't have a lot of mana. No, I won't do that. What I will do, however, is go 1, 2, 3, 4. I am going to run up here. And he's going to have a swing at the ghosty, the ethereal ghosty. So he's an offense of 6 as well. I'm going to smash through these guys before we even get to it, but it happens sometimes in tutorial games. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's up to 5 wounds. And I get to activate up to 4 points. I'm going to activate the ghost again. So we got planes. I got planes for all that. Those shades over there. So 6. Nope. 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 1, 2, 3. 3 more. So he's up to 8. Alright. And now the heroes get to activate. And the heroes activate 2 characters. There is a specific order in which they activate. I'm pretty sure the villagers are last. I'm going to get the priest will activate. There's a set AI for these characters. So the priest is going to do a D10. We've got 9. So the priest is going to give a blessing. Him and all creatures within 12, which is everyone on his side. It's +1 to their offense and defense until the end of this turn. So just going up and going something evil dwarf wizard warrior person. Yeah, that made total sense. So their offense is 4 +1 for rating. Warrior 4 +1 for rating. +1 because he got the buff. It's 5. Is he going to attack the ghost or the necromancer? I feel like he's going to attack the necromancer, if I'm being honest. Warrior, yeah, I don't think he really got the chance. The necromancer's going to be the thing he's targeting. Ooh, a crit. That's not good. My defense is 7. I've got a good defense. 1, 2, 3. Oh, what am I saying? What am I saying? I didn't even roll to see what the warrior was going to do. But that's good, so I'm going to leave that there. The warrior's going to 8. Double strike. Warrior's going to 8. Double strike. The warrior will attack the nearest enemy, making 2 offensive. Oh, so he's going to strike twice at my priest. That's not good. So he's got 1, 2, 3 against him, and then he's going to have a second swipe. Another crit. No. So another crit takes him. That's 2. 6 hit points. We've got 9, so I'm on 8 hit points. I'm on 1 hit point. It doesn't mean I haven't had to sap any energy from Ghosty, which is good. Alright, my next round. I regenerate a bunch of health. So back to 5. Taking the swing at the warrior. 1, 2, 3, 4, offensive 6. Come on, this has got to drop him short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is bringing to 13. Yeah, he's gone. And because my necromancer is right near him when he goes down, he saps up 3 energy. Basically, takes out the thing and goes, life force is 9. And now what to do? I've already activated the ghost, so he can't activate again, but I can activate the specters. So I'm going to fly you over here. I'm going to fly you over here. You're both in range of the priest, which is good. He's behind cover though, so his defense goes up by 1. And he's got the blessing, so his priest goes up by 2. So his defense rating is 3 +1 per rating, +2, so his defense is 6 against both of these specters. And realistically, I don't care if the priest is slow, because he's probably not going to do anything anyway. Offense of 5 against 6. Oh, crit. Crit. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so 4, 5 wounds on him. This is going to be a quick game. So he's 5. Well, how many wounds does he have? Durability 6 +3, so he's on 9. Should have just done these as wounds. It's really dumb working backwards. I don't know why I did that. Alright, next 5. Second spectre. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is down. There's no one's nearby, so we can't do anything. But I've taken out the priest. I've achieved my own personal victory condition, and I've got these 2 villagers that are left to do. So one of them's going to get 6, one's going to get 10. What do villagers do? Cornered Fury and Retribution. So Cornered Fury. Villager will make 2 offense attacks against the nearest enemy it can see, which will be my necromancer. And the other one, Retribution. The villager... Well, no, the villager has died, but the priest has died, so I'll treat Retribution as the priest counting as a villager. Just makes fairness. Oh. I think it's only fair that both of these are against the necromancer, which is bad. I'm going to start it with Retribution, because I think that's fair. So this guy attacks with +2, and if it deals any damage, it's going to inspire the other village to also get +2 to its offense. So its offense is 3. Oh, they're ranged. That's handy. So they're ranged, so throwing rocks. Throwing rocks with great aplomb. Attack is 3 +2 because he's ticked off. Against my defense of 7. Way good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was a bad hit. So 2, take 5 damage. It goes to the nearest thing, so my ghost has gone down by 5. This guy's maxed out. But necromancers can't die. They sap it from the nearest monsters. I think I'll rewrite that. Like, if there's no undead nearby, then he can't sap energy and he might actually die. It's more of an interesting way to do it. The damage goes on him. On for water damage down to 3. Then the other little worm that's attacking me gets another. He's gonna have another whack, and he gets +2 because he's inspired by his buddy. Nope. Yep. And crit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, the ghosty. Ghosty turns into gas. Translates to the next nearest shade. Spectre durability of 8. So he's taken 1 point of damage, so he's down to 7. He's got 7 remaining hit points. And that's the villager's turn. Talk about retribution. I think this is my go now. So I get energy back. And I reckon I'm gonna. Do I want to go and swinging? I don't know if I want to go and swinging. These guys, they hit pretty hard. We're on the next turn. I'll activate. I think I'll activate my spectres first. I'm just gonna zoom them in a bit closer. Within range, I'm just going to use them as basically cannon fodder for my priest, my necromancer. Alright. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're no longer. Oh, they're no longer at blessings. Did forget one rule. They were blessed by the priest, so they should have had an extra dice. But oh well. Live and learn. Whoa, so I got hit, crit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against the peasant. Filthy little peasant. The filthy little hobbitses. 1 hit point after that. And I'll attack the second one. 5. This 1, 2, 3, 4. So the other guy's on 4. Oh, we're getting through him. And my necromancer, I think. Oh, now I'm just gonna go and swing it. Why not? Charge in. I'm just gonna beat to a pulp the first villager, the one who's on 1. I need a hit. I need a kill. A kill will let me regenerate a little bit of health. Did I get anything? 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Good. That could have been bad. Alright, cool. So he's down. This goes back to 2. So I want 7 energies again. The only person left to go is this villager. 5. Get him! Villager will attack the nearest enemy it can see. No, he's not blessed this time. The blessing has already passed. I think he's on retribution. He doesn't have retribution anymore, so it's just going to be a standard 3 dice. Good luck. Miss. Oh, one got through. And now my necromancer can activate, and my last shade, which I should have activated last round, but live and learn. If I have my mission last, maybe I should turn that into a shirt. Just live and learn. Didn't fire the spectre. Live and learn. Right. 10. There's nowhere this guy can go where he can get into range, so he's just gonna move. He's gonna move. That guy's already moved. Just my necromancer to go. I need to get 4 hits. He's got a defense of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's toast. So he's gone. That's it. It's been into the second round, I think. Second round. Didn't go very long. But it was the first mission. Like, it's meant to be easy in this manner, and I got very few warriors to fight. So that's good. Good for Grundin. He manages to get the spell off. Cool. So let's do some roleplay and figure out something of what's going on before we move on to whatever ritual Grundin is planning to conduct. Alright, entering post-game here. My apologies if the sound quality drops a little bit. I'll turn on the air conditioner because it's bloody hot right now. We're in the start of March. You don't often get hot nights like this at this time of the year. So that should be starting to cool down, but tonight it's bacon. Oh. So that was a lot of fun. A little bit cruisy for the first game, but then it's meant to be. It's a tutorial getting you into it. Necromancers are quite strong actually, but when they do get hit, they go down fast. I think I said before the guy seems to be a bit of a glass cannon, and I think that game just proved it. He's got decent armor, but not a lot of hit points, so the hits that go through, they go through. Alright, post game. Yeah, that wasn't even. We didn't even include like terrain rules or anything like that. Like, there's a lot more that this game has to offer. Like, as we go through it, I hope I'll pick it up a bit faster. I think next time I'm just going to print out some rules for not digging around the rule book so often. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, post game, restore minions. Alright, so I had no minions that were destroyed. I did have that ghost, but the ghost doesn't hang around. The ghost disappears because it was just for the game. So, of all the things to die, it was probably a good one to get killed. The only minion I had took 1 wound, so that regenerates, I believe. Don't want to retire any minions. I can raise new undead, or I can raise a hero. So it wouldn't be. I could raise the priest, but it wouldn't be much for a priest because it's only like a rating 1. Because it was just a character that I added into the game. It was actually intended to be anything to. I do like the idea of raising that priest. It's safer to raise an undead. I'm more likely to successfully raise it. You know what? I think I'm going to try and raise a banshee instead of the priest. I do like the idea of raising the priest and then having that be some kind of like play on style. Might still have some play on style, I don't know. I'm going to Sylvanas Windrunner this. I'm going to take that priest that was trying to do something and see if I can turn him into a minion. And then maybe the minion, the ghost minion might have some parts to play in the going into the future. So, T6. Where's my 6-sided die? This one will do. Don't like the colour of it, it's great. D6, I need to roll, it's rating 4. So it's not the safe one to raise, but it would be cool. There's also Ghost, so they've got Spectre, Shade, Ghost, Wraith, Banshee. And I got a Priest who's trying to say F off to the Winsha Ungatol, so I think he's kind of hateful, so it could be a Wraith or a Ghost. I'm going to leave it up to fate. Alright, D6 it. 1 to 2 it's Ghost. 1 to 2 it's Ghost. I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to use those dice. Stupid dice. Pink. Lucky pink. So 1 to 2 it'll be a Ghost. 3 to 4 it'll be a Wraith. 5 to 6 I'm going to try and raise a Banshee. 2, so no, it's going to be a Ghost. Ghost. Alright. So 3, if I roll 4, 5, 6, then I'll be able to raise Mr. Priest here as a Ghost. Welcome to the Legion. 6, yeah. Easy peasy. But, I think I've got models. I've got models for this. There you go. Welcome to the Legion, Mr. Priest. Maybe worth making a casting of this guy actually and turning him into and painting up a ghostly version of him. I might do that for the next game. We'll see. But for now, this is my ghostly representation. So I got Ghost, Spectre, and Necromancer. And we got alright. So we gotta finish off. Still got stuff to do. Why are you being silly buggers? Alright, so raise new undead. Gain experience, Necromancer only. So it's equal to my rating. So it's 2 experience. Necromancer release 4 at the end of the snow. It's 3. Necromancer personally destroys 2 or more heroes or rating worth of enemy undead. Okay, so who did I kill? I killed to the 2 villages. Technically heroes. So that's 4. Necromancer personally destroys 4 or more heroes. No, I didn't do that. And then there's the village specific. So rewards, so I got 4 experience for the gameplay, and Assault a Village. Rewards, each necromancer may add a skeleton or a zombie to the horde. No. +1 when rolling to raise new undead. Oh, doesn't matter because I've already succeeded at that. So I get 4 experience. Cool. Next stage, spend experience. You can gain I've got 4 experience, I can improve a stat. This would work. This would be cool. Spirit of Alacrity. Your spirits are born of a natural will and fly forth with hatred for the living. Cost 4 experience. When a minion of the spirit type, which is the only type I'm allowed to take, activates within 6 of my necromancer, its movement increases by 1. So everything's going to move 10. It might not seem like much, but that 1 inch might get them into charge difference. I think distance. I'm going to take that, I reckon. And it goes with the character. He's already a spirit controller. He's all about ambushes coming from the sewers. I think this will work. This works for him. There's a downside to having a fighty dwarf. It's that you don't use the powers as much as you think you might because you're busy keeping your hit points for your health. So I could have also spent the XP to give myself small health, which gave me a reason to run in a bit more, but that's fine. Alright. Lair expansion. Expanding your lair for every 2 scenarios. Nope. Lair assaults. Roll 1d10 and add the number of story missions you've completed. If the result is 11. Okay, so if I roll a 10, we'll be attacked. Heroes assault your lair, subtract the lair's defense score from the difficulty of the highest difficulty story played scenario you completed. If it's positive, then an amount of necromantic minions equal to the rating are destroyed. If you can't equal the exact total, you must destroy an amount of... Okay, so I subtract my lair defense from 7. Defense of 3. So I need to destroy 4 points worth of undead. Fuck you, heroes. Okay. Great. So I reckon what the way we're going to roll this up is it was like kind of like a psychic backlash. When the priest went down back here, it burst out a bunch of energy, of like crazy undead energy, and took out 2 of the specters. So for the next game at least, 2 of these specters have been discorporated, and I'm left with 1, 2, 3 guys to take on whatever comes at me next game. Wow. Okay. So the tides of battle there shifted pretty severely. I'm excited to see what comes out of that. So the dwarf has come in. He's taken out the villagers. His goal was to disrupt the ritual that was going on. Succeeded. And he's raised the priest as a ghost to serve him after the thing took away 2 of his bloody spectres. What? Well, first of all, I guess, we know some undead can speak because we've already dealt with undead in other games like Lichdom. Can regular undead like this ghost talk? I don't know. 50-50. Oh, yeah, 50-50. No, so he's not going to get anything out of this ghost. Wasn't a critical, though. Just 91 would have been critical. But if he raised him as a hero, the hero would have been able to talk to him. But because I went the safe route and I raised him as a ghost, I basically stripped away all of his mind. Actually, that's a good thing going. That's a good, interesting thing going forward. So specters, there's warriors that I'm fighting. The undead creatures I summon and the undead creatures that I'm fighting aren't going to be conscious of me, basically. They just serve their undead masters. Ooh, there's an idea. Do undead require an active source? Do they need a priest or a necromancer or an altar to basically run the undead? The undead can't just run around on their own. They need someone to control them. I think it's unlikely. I think this one is unlikely. I think I've got no other reason for this other than there's lots of undead in this world, and I think the idea that they're going to be tied to something seems counterintuitive, so I'm going to say it's not super likely that this is the case. Which on the fate chart, unlikely is 35. 15! No, they do! Okay, there you go. So 15. So for undead in this world to function, they don't just roam around on their own, they need to be tethered to something. It can be an undead or it can be a priest. Maybe it was this priest. Maybe it was the altar. Was it the altar or the priest? I don't know. Quigley was coming along to stop this altar, whatever's going on. The priest, who is now a ghost, was trying to sever his connection here. The warriors, were they tied to the altar or were they tied to the priest? I don't know. I was going to like... So tied to the altar, tied to the priest. So they're tied to the priest. So I reckon the priest brought them along with him. And they just cooperated. Was Grundin after the priest? Maybe he knew the priest was here. Does Grundin know who the priest is? I reckon it's likely Grundin knew this guy. 91. No, he doesn't know him. It's not a critical because I said it was likely. But Grundin didn't know who this guy was. So why did he come here then? He came here because of the enmity with frozen fingers. He knows that altars tie ghosts to the region, and he knows that the priests... He didn't know... Maybe... Well, he knew the priest was coming to do something to the altar, because he as well wanted to come here and do something to the altar, which is going to be the ritual in the next game. This priest was using it to become like a demonic earth elemental. Grundin, I think, is going to use it to... Also set a good example. He wants to end that evil faith. He's going to try and alter the nature of the altar so that it no longer serves to raise undead. Instead, it's like a protection against them. He's trying to stop... We actually see if he pulls it off, because all his ghosts would go away. But he's trying to use this altar to stop any ghosties, any undead, from occupying this village anymore, kind of like a barrier against the dead. Yeah, I think that's a good reason why he'd be doing the things that he's doing. Anything else to do in regards to what's going on in this village? He's going to come up here. Get out of the way. He's going to walk up here, light some incense, walk around, and be like, "Oh, I'm conducting a ritual." Which means I'm probably going to change the victory conditions for the next one again, the same way I did with this one, where it's inverted now. And instead of the priest needing 5 turns, I might give Grundin D6 rounds. He needs uninterrupted contact with this altar, and if he pulls it off, then he's 1 and needs to get the hell out before any kingsmen or something come down this road. Alright, so going forward into the ritual, is it... I think Grundin was pretty well in charge of that whole scenario. So I think I'm going to turn the chaos factor... I'm going to take the chaos factor down to 4. I don't think there's any new threads, there's no new characters. 4 above, the next scene goes as expected. Underneath, something will happen. Ooh, 1! 1, it's an odd. The raw odd, it's an altered scene. Alright, how is the next scene going to be altered? 2. Add a character. Alright. Choose the most logical NPC of the characters list and add them to the scene. There's not a hell of a lot of characters on this character list yet. Leave it to D6. 3. Okay. So it's someone from Frozen Fingers who's come. Does Fungli know them? They're from Frozen Fingers. I think it's quite likely. Almost certain. 72. Yeah, so he knows them. So it's going to be a new character. That's going to join him. Una again, I guess. So, Frozen Fingers, who am I dealing with? Someone I know. $66. $56. Fanatic Magician. Oh, okay. This might be very helpfully timed. Fanatic Magician joins me. Maybe it's another Necromancer. Someone who's coming to help me out. Their power level. Oh, this could relate to their ratings. Let's have a look. 88. Rating level 88. Slightly stronger, so I might give him R3 or R2. There's an R2 or R3 magician, a wizard. Notice I've given them R rating. I think you might know where I'm going with this. We'll see if it pans out. Their motivations are 100. Support. Looking good. Support. Resources. Support resources 90. 81. Discourage. Advice. And finally 4, 9. Spoil success. Their attitude towards me is 79. They are sociable. Alright. So they kind of like me. They're on board with this disgusting inventor. Maybe they formed a bond in Frozen Fingers. Oh, could this be the guy that put him onto the faith? It's possible. He's a fanatic. Let's finish this off and we'll get to it. His bearing is 12. 48. Scheming plan. So he makes plans. Scheming planner. And his focus is 15. History. Alright, I quite like the sound of this guy. So I've got... Is he a dwarf or a human? He's from Frozen Fingers. He's going to be a dwarf or an elf, I reckon. So maybe 2, because they're travelers. 1 would be a dwarf. Unlikely. 2 to 3 would be an elf. 4 to 6 would be a human. Yeah, so he's a human. Sociable, scheming, has a thing about history. I think he wants to spoil the success of the Baal worshippers by supporting Grundin. And he's doing this against the advice of his elders. Frozen Fingers are saying, no, just chill out. Maybe we've got an oath to these people. This guy's saying, no, screw that. We've got to figure out a way. Maybe he's a bit of a rebel kind of guy. And I reckon, almost certainly, this is the guy that brought in Grundin into the faith with the expectation he could weaponize Grundin to go back. This is his plan. Grundin is his choice of weapon. Almost certain. 38, yeah. Yes, so that is what happened. Look at this guy's name. Hang on. Alright, so I'm going to D20. I know nothing about Frozen Fingers, by the way, other than like the stuff we have discussed so far. So I'm going to D20 a random human name, like grouping, 4. So not Arabic, not Celtic, not Chinese, Egyptian. They're Egyptian guys. Oh, maybe they came from way south. There's a deserty area near that hippie guy. Maybe they're from there. Maybe that's where they travel from. Egyptian male, D100. Egyptian. Interesting. 25. I don't know the family name. I'll do it again for a family name. Just to give him a second off. Weja Menkaf. Egyptians are not something that I usually collect. Now, this is very much wrong, but this will be temporary Haweja. I'm sure I can go on to find another 3D print that will make this have more sense. So Grundin has summoned up his latest comrade, breathing heavily, looking at the altar, being prepared for what's to come. He knows that soon there's going to be repercussions as other dwarves come to get back their stolen village and take back their altar, when he hears footsteps coming around the corner. Grundin. I can't do an Egyptian accent, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll try and practice it for another thing. Grundin. No, I can't even do it. I'm gonna get cancelled. Grundin. Long time no see. Oweja. My old friend. Nice to see you. Shit, I can't do this. Screw it. They're happy to see each other. Grundin turns to him and he's just like, what are you doing here? Well, I thought you would need some assistance, Grundin. How did you know that I had assistance? That's a good question. Let's have a look. How did he know that he had assistance? Does he have, like, sight beyond sight sort of thing? I don't know. 75. 75, no. He doesn't have sight beyond sight. So I reckon it's just... I knew that I set you upon this path, Grundin. I expected that you would run into some kind of difficulties, and here I am to help you. You know, I think it's very likely that, you know, they know each other, they're good friends, they sit down, they have a chat. They're aware of what is coming, that there are a bunch of angry dwarves come to take back their temple, trying to stop Grundin and Homeja's quest to try and bring down Baal, and their first step is to try and take over this temple and reorient its energies towards their own benefit. She goes, Homeja, there's a lot of work to be done. Like, would you be able to assist me in this? I reckon it's probably why he's come here. Almost certainly why he's come here. 66, yeah. Of course, my friend. Of course. I will stand with you and lend you my knowledge and my assistance. Sorry, just had an idea. He's a wizard. He's probably got the same kind of things he's probably got. Can Homeja, in fact, is Homeja here to do the ritual for Grundin? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's likely, to be honest, because why else would he convert Grundin if he himself could do it? I think it's unlikely. Let's have a look. 2 is a critical yes. 2 is a critical yes. It's like, Grundin, it was never your task to perform these rituals, but you've paved the way, and I will need your help to protect me while I perform this ritual. What are you saying, Master? Why would you entreat me to come down here if you didn't want me to perform this ritual? That's a good question. Did he even think that Grundin could do it? I don't know. I actually don't know that one. I'm gonna guess 94. So critical no. He had no faith whatsoever. But does he want to say this, Grundin? Maybe he is a schemer. He's a schemer with plans. He doesn't want Grundin to know. Maybe he couldn't do it. Critical no. I think there's some knowledge. I don't know about this Homeja guy anymore. I think there's some knowledge Homeja has that he's keeping to himself. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out later if it happens. No, Grundin. There are rituals and contexts and words that need to be said in the correct format. You cannot perform this ritual. Of course, Master, as you say. And with that, we'll end that little scene, and we'll start the next game next time. I think we won't even need to change the map. We'll probably keep it basically the same as is, and use it as the setting for the conductor ritual with a new tier 3, what is it going to be? Tier 3, tier 2, wizard, D6, 2, yeah. With a rating 2 wizard living wizard joining Grundin's party. Well timed, given they'd lost all their spectres. What's Homeja's deal? Does he have some like secret thing going on that we're gonna find out later? Who knows? Maybe, or could it be the tendrils of Balu Bell coming back in? Like, who is this guy's boss? We don't know. That tricky demon could be up to something else, or maybe not. We'll find out. We'll find out going forward. Exciting. I'm looking forward to how the story goes. I'm such a weirdo. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. I'm probably going to put this at the start of the video because I think that's the thing you need to do. Bye-bye.